Welcome everyone to our favorite time, which is Fierce Friday. We are March 3rd, 2023. I'm Taz Ferreira with a Million Mom Movement. And today, I'm joined by my beautiful council members, Naiva Flori and Carmela Velarde, and Michelle, who's not here yet, but she's coming, she's our newest member. And we are going to be talking about such a great topic today. And I want to mention for the ones who are new, because I know at the beginning we were talking about there's a lot of new people who came on. So maybe you don't know my story yet. So talking about slow start, that's how I started off my story. My story was a slow start. And I didn't realize how undernourished I was. Oh, can everyone mute themselves, please? Oh, yeah, a lot of people we need to mute. Sorry. So I never realized how undernourished I was. I had my own healing journey, but like a lot of moms, our healing journey is not enough to help push us into helping other people. So for me, the story of my son had to happen to catapult me into this mission. So I've been part of this mission for 2 years. I've been part of Purium for almost 6 years. And how this all began was my son had a lot of IBS issues and he had eczema all over his body. And my background is sciences. So I'm a scientist by nature and a functional medicine doctor. And I thought, I'm like, well, what am I missing? I brought him to every single doctor, naturopathic doctors as well, and no one knew what it could be causing. They gave me cortisone cream, they gave me everything natural, and nothing worked. It was until one day I was at a Purium conference when this random woman came up to me and she said, "Have you ever heard about glyphosate?" And you know what? When she said that to me, I was not inviting. I didn't want to hear it. Honestly, I have never heard of this word before. I didn't know this toxin existed. But she gave me this biomedic and she's like, why not try it? I'm like, okay, what do I have to lose? I opened a capsule. He was a little baby. I gave it to him Friday, Saturday, Sunday. By Monday morning, all of his rashes went away. This was the first time he had a solid bowel. His behavior changed. Everything as a family, everything changed. And then I thought, well, everyone needs to know about this. So I started to go online. I'm like, I need to share it. I need to be part of this mission. So I started to become loud. So this is what started this mission. Yes, Dan, Lucho. So this is what started this mission, that I'm like, I need to go online and reach every single mom, every single caregiver out there and tell them about this toxicity. Because I'm telling you, if I didn't know about it, everyone knows about it. Today, there's more awareness than ever, but back then, nobody knew. But even so many people today think they eat healthy, but they don't understand the importance of glyphosate. And you know what I learned today? That it takes, if you're exposed to glyphosate, it takes 30 seconds to cause leaky gut. Did you know that? 30 seconds? Drop a 1 in the chat if you didn't know that. I know I absolutely did not. 30 seconds. So that means if you go to a park, if you go to a fast food restaurant, you have some junk food, or you have a bowl of fruits and veggies that you think you're eating healthy and they're not organic, you have been exposed. There's so many ways that we can be exposed to glyphosate toxicity and not even know. And one of my favorite parts of Fierce Friday is talking about some things that are in the news. So I will pass it to Carmela Velarde to talk about what's in the news this week.
Thanks so much, Taz. Happy Friday, everyone. Okay, we're just going to have to keep reminding everyone to please hit mute when you're coming on camera. That's what I'm finding is happening. Okay, so today we're talking about nourishing and detoxifying, transforming our lifestyle with our business with nutrition, as well as with our organic superfood nutrition. And I thought, what a great way to lead people into learning more about what we have as a solution with this article. So I'll put it in the chat right now, and I'll share screen. So would you like to know how to reduce food waste while saving money and the planet? I think most people here are very concerned about these two very important topics. Is a lot of us in the mom community are on a budget. We do understand that, you know, time is money. And when we waste, it's not good for our pockets and it's not good for the planet. So this article, if you'd like to share it, what we like to do is ask people to, you know, save this to your device, read it in detail later, and then share it on as a tool. We like to give you ammunition in Fierce Friday to support the topics that we're bringing up and for you to share our YouTube video as well as this article. We want to be educators primarily than salespeople. And we know that in order for people to truly buy into our lifestyle, they really have to understand the true benefits. So I keep muting people here.
Okay, I'm in.
Okay, so let's go.
I'm in. I'm sorry.
No problem. Okay, let everyone please be on mute. And let's see. So this article is, let me show you here. Reducing food waste can save you money. Let's look at how much. So this is as of 2020, and $5,850 were spent on food per household annually. And ideas are to buy in bulk when needed, rethink what a meal really looks like. So of course, superfood meals are a complete solution at being only $6 per meal. You build a new diet from zero. Again, this is a solution right here. Don't let time define meals. So here, this pie chart says nearly 1/3 is wasted of this amount. And over $240 billion is wasted. That's a lot of money. Think about that. Annually, households lose this amount. And how are we choosing to fix the solution? Well, when food is wasted, there's so many other resources used to produce that food. So not only are you wasting the food, you're wasting the resources. And so food waste in the United States, I mean, if you look at just how much is in a plate when you go to a restaurant that is wasted and thrown out, that's an indication that we're over-serving, right? The average US household loses $1,866 on wasted food per year. So where could that have gone? Many other ways. The money you might be wasting in food you throw away. So Penn State's study is based on US households, which the census defines as 2.5 people per household. That means there's $746 per person per year, or $62 per month is wasted food for just one person. So what can we do? Number one, recommendation is to rethink what a meal is. So we can go into detail more about that, of course, because this community is really based and rooted in organic superfood nutrition. That Dave Sandoval's mission is to bring in our solution of the ULT, which is 2 meals a day. And then you make one meal from a lifestyle meal. So it's a very organized way for most families to really sit down and eat a meal together at the end of the day, and then breakfast and lunch is taken care of. So that is our ultimate lifestyle transformation. So whenever I think of a meal, I think of a superfood meal. And what do we have as an option to really help busy people out there to live a life and thrive through their nutrition? 2, rethink your diet from zero. So what are they saying here? That doesn't mean you need to switch to a diet of rice and beans, but it does mean you should rethink your diet, start from the ground up rather than trying to remove things from your current diet. Consciously add dishes that meet nutritional requirements along with your foods. So I think they're talking here about micronutrition, guys. Finally, that's a good sign. And number 3, don't let time be the master of your meals. I know so many of you who are mothers might be eating in a car because of sports, because of whatever engagements your kids might have. but really map out and meal prep. This is the key. If you run out of your typical breakfast foods, don't force yourself to run out and restock eggs just because they're the normal accompaniment. Challenge yourself to incorporate the beans with breakfast instead. So get creative with our lifestyle meal list. The lifestyle meal list is very generous. You can make so many amazing, delicious meals just by shopping with that list. Number 4, don't buy bulk when you don't eat bulk. So again, this is really thinking about excessive eating, or maybe you want to share a Costco run with a neighbor, maybe because you don't need that much toilet paper. Well, everyone kind of does, but as far as food goes, if you can't eat all in bulk, then share it or just don't buy it. Pay the lowest price per unit. So here's the thing. That's great advice when you're just trying to get an idea of how to save money on groceries. But if you're not in a household of 4 people, bulk buying could actually be more expensive. Okay, number 5, grocery price shop online. Avoid driving. True, because again, we're talking about carbon footprint. And I really think that with our online superfood store, of course, this is a direct solution of how you can save money. And most grocery stores do have in-store pricing available where you can pick up. Talking about resources and saving for the environment and reducing as much food waste as possible. I also recommend a membership at your local CSA, which is where you have a relationship with the farmers and you can buy direct, but you're paying an amount for your crop share. And that crop share is exactly what's planted. And then you purchase exactly the share that you've invested in their planting. So those are just some ideas, and I pass it back to you, Tess.
Thank you, Carmela. I love this article. Like how all of us moms who are here and caregivers, how many of those things have we been guilty of? I know me, so many, the bulk shopping, we overbuy, right? What happens is that I know stories where when I was little, we would overeat, but that's how we were taught to finish everything on your plate, right? Not look at nutrition. So then what happens? Autoimmune disease happens. You start feeling sick and you just start normalizing this, right? And let's get back to how nourishing foods and detoxifying with Purium products. And this is a National Nutrition Month, right? And we have incredible guests I can't wait to introduce. So our sustainable eating philosophy will promote fuel for the future while saving on groceries and contributing to the planet's health. So we'll be transforming our nutrition and health and business success stories. So we have 3 incredible guests today. And at the end of the hour, they will be having a Q&A. So if you have any questions, write it in the chat or just write it down and we will save it for later and you guys can unmute and ask them all your amazing questions. So let's begin with our first guest, Anisha. So Anisha is a mom of 2. You guys might see her online with her little baby, her beautiful little baby, always having calls and on live. Follow all of you guys on Instagram. Put your handles in the chat, please. She's a holistic health coach and she's a trainer. And you have an incredible story and I would love, and you just hit green diamond. So congratulations. So I would love for you to share your story with all of us.
Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I'm really excited to be on this call and just even listening to in the news and your story, Taz, with your son. It's like there's always a wake up call. And, one of my clients explained it as like an oxygen mask moment, like something happens and you're like, no, I've got to make a change right now. And I feel like I'm upset that it has to happen like that, but at least something happens that shows us, okay, we need to make a massive change. And with Purium, it wasn't like that for me. I realized that I just wasn't feeling well when I first joined. I've been with the company for almost 7 years. It'll be 7 years in August. So 6.5 years I've been with Purium. I love Purium down to my core. The superfoods have fueled my body. My daughter's been using them since she was 5 years old. And I use these prenatal, during my pregnancy, and postpartum. My son is almost a year and a half. So I'm incredibly grateful that I've had these incredible high vibrational superfoods in my body for such a long time. And more than anything, I'm really empowered to share them with everyone I know. And I don't think I realized the power of residual income until, well, let me go back. I had my daughter originally when I was 17 years old, and I realized then that I did not want to leave her all the time. I realized that I didn't want to have to go show up at a job, clock in, have someone, have a nanny watch my kid, have her go to school all day. Like, I just didn't want that for me. I wanted to be present with my daughter. And I did not decide that I was going to say this, but it's just coming up right now that, I made a decision when my daughter was born. Literally, I was planning on going back to school, but when she was born, I said to my mom in the delivery room, I was like, I'm not going back to school. And because I was a senior in high school and I was supposed to go back to school, and I was like, I'm not going back to school because I don't want to leave my daughter all day. And my mom, being the incredible mother that she is, she supported me on every part of that. She was like, okay, I'll watch her. We can, you can work and, whatever you want, to do. So I dropped out. I got my GED and I started working just so that I could work. And then I decided that I found Purium through a friend. Actually, my daughter's going kindergarten orientation, and I found Purium through a really awesome friend, and she had so much energy. And I was working out. I was not yet in my nutrition field like I am now, but I was working out, and I was like, you have another child and you have way more energy than me. Like, what are you doing? I need that energy. And, if you have any gym goers here or moms, moms, we go to the gym, we work out maybe in the morning before our kids wake up, and somehow we still don't have energy. We still don't see the changes in our body. And we're like, okay, why? And that's incredibly frustrating. And I felt that. And I was going to a personal trainer. I was doing all the things. I was eating healthy, your boring salads and pizza, the standard American thinks that is the way to eat healthily. And it's just not. And I recognized that after I started using Purium, I used the 30-day ultimate lifestyle transformation. And I was like, if I lose 5 pounds, I'll be so happy. I lost 13 pounds in 25 days. And I lost like 12 inches around my whole body. My skin was clearer. My eyes were brighter. Like, people were telling me about stuff that were like incredible. And so I've just had that transformation, steadfast in my heart and my being for so long. And I'm grateful that I can have my son with me, have my daughter with me. Like, I run events at wellness centers and had my daughter with me, and people are like, she walks up to me and she wants a power shake and she wants cherry. And they're like, how do you do that? And I'm like, it's through repetition. It's through showing up. Like, as moms, we have to be the leading force for our family. And any mom that I talk to who I introduce these products and this business to, I'm like, listen, your kids may not want it right away, but that's okay. You have to lead by example. You have to start. When I started giving my daughter the power shake, I filled just the bottom of the cup and she just took it back like a sip of it. Like, I started like that, so small, right? But they compounded into huge results. I mean, my daughter's a competitive athlete and she uses these products every single day of her life. And I'm so grateful that I'm giving her a foundation of health. And on the business side, I'm really grateful to align with some awesome people. And I think that that's something I didn't know I needed before I was aligned with this company, is all of the incredible, awesome people that you will be able to help them through their own journey nutritionally and business wise, right? Like, we just had people on our team who made fast start executive in 2 weeks, just crazy transformation, in business, fast start director, fast start executive. Like, those fast start bonuses are so amazing. And what I learned about really developing, a team is that I can hop on Zoom calls in the car while I'm waiting at the pickup line. I can, schedule a call, in the morning as I'm, getting stuff ready for the day. Like, I can have my son on my hip, like I did earlier for a call, and still be present and help people on their journey. And for me, there's just no other way of life outside of residual income. I don't see I don't see the value, me personally, knowing that I want to be present for my children. I can still grow at an exponential rate here in Purium, same as climb a corporate ladder, outside of I don't have to be judged for being a woman. I don't have to leave my children. I can still be present for pickup and drop off. And Cindy, my upline, knows that like my daughter, who I've had for 11 years, is like my little life force. Like I will be present for her all the time. Like I love that I'm able to show her that there's another way of creating income, and it doesn't have to mean that mommy's not around.
I love your story. You know, it's so relatable, right? Because there's so many moms out there who share similar stories, who they have their kids though. But you know what? I've noticed, Anisha, that a lot of people, they have this idea that something's keeping them back. And how can I do it? I have this little baby, I have my kids. How can I juggle it all? Because I know you're super busy. Break it down for us.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. It's like, I don't have enough time. There's too much to do. You know, I've got this, I've got that. And it's like, it's all a decision, right? Like the kids are always going to be there, you know, they're, you know, going to go through different stages. You know, you're like, oh, my son's just born. He's 1, he's 2. Like it's hard at every stage. At no point does it get easier, right? We just have to make a conscious decision that we're worth it by giving to ourselves, by pouring into ourselves, by taking care of our health, by making a decision to not continue to go to that job without having a backup plan, right? Because you know that that job is draining you. It's taking away from you and your parenting and your livelihood of being a present, awesome mom that you made a conscious decision to be when you decided to have these children, right? So like we deserve to do that for ourselves. We deserve to feed ourselves with the best nutrition, because I've been up since 4 a.m. Like if I didn't have my power shake and aminos, I don't think I would still be, you know, rolling through the day like this, you know? So I think that when people realize that it doesn't actually get easier, you get stronger, right? You get better. That's when you take your power back, right? That's when you really start to create your life. And, you know, I say that to my child who is a woman, you know, and I'm like, listen, I'm tired, right? But I'm going to show up and I'm going to do the things because I know that I need to. And even when, you know, moms, when you're tapped out and you're tired, having like lines of communication, just like for a lifestyle point of view, like my daughter's 11. I'm like, listen, I'm tired. I need some time, right? Like we keep pouring from an empty cup. Like we have to fill ourselves up. And this business allows you to create residual income, right? So you don't have to trade your dollars for hours, right? You can make a paycheck while you're sleeping. And I said that to the people who, you know, had Fast Start this past month. And I was like, if you really think about the hours that you put into your business this month and how much money you made, like it's a no-brainer. And the best part of it is how you feel internally through the high quality nutrition that you give yourself and through helping other people.
And you know, there's something that you mentioned when we were talking, and I'm like, this is so important. Long-term vision.
Yes, yes. So, you know, I've been with Purium for almost 7 years, and I did not move incredibly fast. You know, we had this awesome fast start, but I didn't move incredibly fast. And I think what kept me here was the vision of what I wanted to create, right? I know that I want to create a legacy with my life. I know that the money and the impact that I make in my lifetime is going to stay with my children, stay with my grandchildren. Like, you know, what you can do with the money that you make, you know, creating schools, you know, what kind of impact you can really make. So, you know, when you join Purium, when you are here with Purium, the fast start is so awesome. It's so lucrative. There's so much money you can make, but we've got to root that down to a vision, right? A vision of what you want to create in your life, a vision of what this business could be for you, for your future family, for your, you know, your parents who maybe struggled. You know, that's a big thing for me. My mom was a single mom of 3 girls. Like, I want to be able to help her. So like, what is your vision, right? Because that's what this residual income, that's what this business could really feed and fuel, is that vision, right? For me also, I want to be on flights across the world. I want to experience different cultures. I want to live my life. I had a daughter really young. I didn't get to do all of that cool stuff. So I want to experience it with my family. So that's why this business is so important to me, is because I want to be able to give myself the life that I deserve. And so when anyone is joining the business, like, what vision do you want for yourself? What vision of your life do you want to create? Because when you have that vision and you connect it with Purium's mission of ending human suffering through organic superfoods, like, you're really grounded down in your purpose. And that purpose is what keeps you on your tired days, on the days when you want to give up, on the days when your kid's been up all day and all night, and you've got, soccer, sports all weekend, and you've got back-to-back Zoom calls and you just don't want to do it, but the vision keeps you.
I'm just listening to you. I'm like, preach, girl. I love what you're saying. And you have the ideal upline who's living that dream, right?
I
Flying
know.
everywhere. She just came back from Bora Bora. Cindy Kelly, is there anything that you would love to add?
I think Anisha's story is beautiful because it does show you, and I know you guys are going to hear from Jenny as well, and it's like such a different story, but Anisha's journey and story shows you what persistence and dedication really looks like. She's dedicated to this mission, dedicated to her business, dedicated to her family, to showing up for her family, and to being an example for her children, to show them what hard work looks like, and to not chase shiny pennies, because I think all of us constantly find that in life, like people are throwing things at us and you're like, whoa, here. And every time someone does that, your credibility goes down just this much. And it's not to say that people don't ever pivot in their life, but when you make a career of pivoting, you lose a lot of credibility. And what Anisha has done is she has shown that she was going to be consistent. There's never been a month that she's been checked out. There's been months where she's been high. There's been months where she's been low, but she's always been there, right? So it's like, you can run really fast through the fast start, which I highly recommend. But if you do not do that, you can also stay consistent, stay plugged in, and keep on moving. And so it's only when we stop that our growth stops. It's only when we check out and we get distracted and we make excuses that we stop growing. And if we just believe and are willing to keep moving, even when it's tricky, then you're going to be somebody like Anisha, that it might have taken 7 years for her to hit green diamond, but she did. And guess what? Now she's running for black diamond. So, and that's skipping blue. Like, now she's got fast start people under her and she's creating momentum. And so if she had given up when it got tough, because that's what happens, people give up when it gets tough. Oh, it's hard work. It's more work than I thought. I better just go ahead and not put my energy into it. You'll never see what's on the other side. So what I love about her story is it's a story of perseverance. It's a story of finding what makes sense in your heart and really sticking with it at no matter what that pace and that journey looks like. Just keep moving. Eventually, you're going to get there, right? Like, if you're in a job in the corporate world, I can't tell you that eventually you're going to be a millionaire. I can't tell you that eventually you're going to have world-class income and world-class impact. But I can tell you that if you keep growing at 3% every month here, over and over and over and over, and the compound effect of that, you're going to turn around one day and be like, whoa, I just completely left a legacy for my family. And so I feel like Anisha's story is just one that's so beautiful, because her commitment to herself and to that legacy for her kids, and changing some of the generational stories within her own family, is something that means so much to her. And so she's willing to play for the long game. And when you play for the long game and you have that long-term vision, there really is no limit. So I'm super proud of Anisha, and it's just great to hear her sharing her story and just seeing her growth. And I think that it's inspiring to others to know that it's okay. Like, yes, we do preach the fast start, because of course, like, no money left behind, no point left behind. Like, let's take it if we can. But if that didn't happen, it's okay too. And her story is just kind of one that really backs that.
So this is the perfect timing for Anisha to talk about, if you don't go fast, well, you could bring on someone who can, right? So Anisha, would you love to introduce your brand partner who is running very fast?
Yeah. So, and like total opposite story. We've got Jenny, who is amazing. She's going to come on and speak. She is a mom. She's got a beautiful little boy. She lives in Florida, and she is a gym owner, and she actually has been connected with Purium for a long time, and she re-enrolled a few months ago. And, you know, once she got committed to the coaching, and I have to say this over and over again, the coaching that she got into every day, Monday through Friday, 30 minutes of coaching, is really what recommitted her and has changed her whole business. She went fast start green diamond, or she went green diamond in less than 20 days. And she has 3 fast start lines underneath her that went fast start executive all in 2 weeks. So it's been incredible to watch her be committed. And this is a story of leaning into leadership and trusting your people who bring you on to support you and to help you, because we did this together. It's a business of collaboration. And Jenny, I would love for you to chat about your experience in the past month and you know, your green diamond run.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jenny. First, Anisha, I could listen to you talk all day. Your stories are so great. And you're just, I mean, we have chatted every day for 30 days, Anisha and Cindy and I, so I feel like they're my best friends now. So I feel like I know you and I can't wait to hug you in Utah. But yeah, a little bit about my story. So I don't know if I even told you this, but I was a teacher and I have my master's degree. And I decided to quit that because I realized young that I like to help people. And it's really hard. And my heart goes out to every teacher because, you know, you're bound by things. And then I opened my own gym because I loved fitness. At that time, I was competing in CrossFit. So I opened a CrossFit gym, and I got approached after a big regional event to do Purium. So I did the 10-day transformation, had incredible results. I PR'd, I had a personal record after I did it, which I was surprised because I thought I was going to get weaker and I didn't. Those aminos are just incredible. And I knew I loved the product back then. And then thinking back, I never plugged in. Like, that's what it was. I literally was just on my own, doing it on my own. And so I think that's kind of where it kind of fell off. And then I opened 2 other gyms. Now I'm married and I have a son. And then recently I've been very transparent. I think that this is part of what's been helping me connect with people, is being authentic and transparent with my gym members and with just friends and people on Instagram. I've suffered a couple of miscarriages. And so this infertility journey has led me back to Purium because I went to a functional health doctor who I love and appreciate. And I love that field. And I found out I have high levels of mercury and, you know, heavy metals. So I said, I know the only product that I trust is Purium, and the only green shake that I would drink is that. I am very conscious about ingredients, and everyone who knows me knows that. I'm very open. I post a lot about trusting companies, integrity, and ingredients. So that's really what led me back, is the product. Is I knew that I trusted it, and I knew I had to fix something. As healthy as I was, as healthy as I ate, my nutrition and exercise, there was something going on, and come to find out it's probably the glyphosate, right? So I'm excited to get I'm going to go back in 2 weeks for some blood work. So we'll see. But so I got back onto the product, and then Cindy and Anisha were like, Jenny, what are you doing? Like, why don't you take this serious? And Cindy like gave me a heart to heart, and like, she's like, let's just do this. Just give me 30 minutes every day for 30 days. And let's just see what happens. What's the worst thing that can happen? Like, you love the product, like, come on. So I said, all right, let's do this. I mean, to be honest with you, now I'm looking back at it too. Like, I've opened businesses and it's really hard to get going. Like, just getting my first business open took 8 months, and we were, the ROI is crazy. This is like, you have a support system built in, you have steps to follow, your ROI is super quick to get back. So it was kind of like, yeah, I know, I understand business and how they work. And this is like a no-brainer for anyone, especially when you have a good product. So we met every day and we did a challenge. And I think really what happened was I really do love the product, and I was able to connect with people. So when I talk about it, it's just very authentic. I truly believe like every single person should be drinking these green shakes. My family, my husband is doing incredible. He's doing this with me right now. I never thought that he would be this excited. He told me, he's like, I think I want to keep doing this. I'm like, oh my God, awesome. Finally, right? Like, this is great. And my son drinks them every single day. He loves them. So it's now my sister is Katie. So she's one of my, I don't know, she's killing it. And so my family's brought them. My mom's doing it now. So to me, that is like the most precious gift I can give my family is this health, and also financial health. Like to me, it just became natural to kind of like, I'm a trainer at the gym. I own a gym and I also own a personal training business. So, you don't go to the gym and think like after 30 days, okay, that's it, I'm done. No, you stay with it and you continue working it. And the same thing with a business mindset, like you have to work your muscles to get stronger. So you have to work your business muscles. Like it gets easier talking to people the more you do it, just like anything else, right? Like the first time someone comes into the gym for me, we modify, we meet them at their level, and then we build them up and they get stronger and stronger and we keep going. So anytime like you start talking to people about it, meet them at their level or your level. Like you're not comfortable yet about something, or you don't have a transformation story. That's okay. Just what do you already love, or just research it. The more I research it, it blows my mind. Like the studies, I love all the science behind it. I mean, the backing, everything like into that is just aligns with me. So it's exciting to share. Sometimes I have to shut up and stop talking so much to people. But I think the best part for me has been able to just plug in, and it's true, like plug into the calls. You feel connected to the group. Like I see like Carmela and I feel like I know you guys and I hear your voices and it's great. So get on the calls, even if you have to listen on your phone and you can't be on all the time. I do that because I'm in Florida and you guys do them at 9 o'clock, and I'm like Anisha, I'm up at 4 o'clock every morning. So thank God for the aminos and power shakes. So I think that has really helped me, like knowing the product and plugging in and loving the product, like love it, get to know it. And it is the cleanest product. I actually stopped carrying other things at my gym because I don't trust them. I don't trust the companies. And there's like, there's kind of one ingredient. With Purium, everything's great. So you can say it without hesitation that it's good. It's going to be good for you. What else? We were talking a little.
I love how you had such a great transformation story when you just started, right? But when you decided to go on to do this again, right? And you called Cindy, were you like ready to jump in and do the business? Tell us a little bit about that.
No, actually I called her because I just want the product. I really don't want to do the business. I was dealing with more of the fertility stuff, and you feel bogged down. I have other businesses. My husband's a fireman and a police officer, so he's on call, and I'm like, I don't have time. And I felt like, how am I going to do this as a mom, like with time? And it really just became like I had to make a decision. Like, you make time, right? You can make time. I get it. Like, actually, I was supposed to be on a boat right now, and I made time to come here because I was afraid that I wasn't going to have reception. And I see the long-term, like Anisha was saying, my long-term vision is I want to be connected to this company, and I really already love the group and the people. And it's different than traditional business because you get to choose the people you work with, which is great. And then you get a support group. So when Cindy's like, she kept calling me like, hey, do you know anyone? And she kept pushing me. I'm like, I don't want to work it. I literally told Anisha, she's like, are you ghosting me? I'm like, sorry. But I had to make a decision and make time. And then once I plugged in, it was just game over. We did it. And, we set our mind to it and we just did it. So as a team, I have to thank them for helping me.
I love this story. Cindy, is there anything you would love to add?
Oh, girl, so much. Yes, because you guys need to hear this. Like, people aren't always a yes. Like, people need mentorship, people need community, and this business is not a business where you're by yourself. So the chances of any of us enrolling somebody and them just doing it on their own is 1%, if that. Okay, like the reason that this works, the reason we even create residual wealth is because we have a system and we're system dependent, not people dependent. So if you're Cindy dependent or Jenny dependent or Anisha dependent or Kaz or Karim or any of us dependent, you just got yourself another job and you don't have the beautiful part of network marketing. So with Jenny, when she came in, it was very much a conversation of like, well, should we just be a customer? Should we be a partner? And we chose partner only because she thought she had a couple people that would do the cleanse. Like she had a couple people that wanted to do it with her. So she was like, sure, I'll have a gift card. So she came in as a partner, but to share a few with, at some point, Cindy, I might work the business. I see the vision. I love the company, but it was like the Rolodex of excuses. We all have them. Doesn't make them inaccurate in any capacity. Like that she has a busy life. She has her family. She has her gym, like all these things, right? They're real, but they were excuses in her mind as to why she couldn't do the business at that time. Somebody's unmuted. Let me mute them. There we go. So they were excuses because she was allowing them to be excuses. And when you break it down, and I think this is what's cool to hear, is that those excuses were present because they were holding more weight and taking up more space in her brain because her comfort level on how to do the business wasn't high enough. So like her comfort level from back in 2014 or 2015, when she had been using Purium, and had been a business partner, her comfort level wasn't the same because she didn't plug into the coaching, right? Like she knew the products were great, but she never had a story where she was plugged into the community, learning the training, learning the things where she could take it and run with it. So you have to almost remember, like, this is what's in her head. And so how do we take someone that has like this, and this is the same for someone that wasn't with Purium either. Like this is for somebody that comes to you with a story in their head. Like, how do we change that narrative? And so for Jenny, it was like, okay, here's the narrative that you have, but if we want the result to be different, what's the narrative going to have to look like? And the narrative, Jenny, is like, if you'll talk to me for 30 minutes a day, I'm going to be in your face. You're going to hear me. You're going to see me. You're going to look at me. I'm going to grab Anisha. I'm going to make her get on too. You're going to look at two of us. We're going to sit here. We're going to talk to you, and we're going to show you what we do to have success so that you actually can then know what to do today. And so I saw someone ask, were you talking about the products? Absolutely not. By this point, like, she knows about the products. We've got company calls to educate about the products. I needed Jenny to have a comfort level on what she was going to do. And the truth is, when you're in someone's face, all of a sudden, like, that shift of energy changes, because instead of her feeling like this resistance, right, and putting like all these excuses, she was like, you know what? I am super aligned. I do one day want to have this life. I do want to make this impact. And all of a sudden you kind of like see the shift. And then it became, now I just need to get into action, right? So that shift literally happened because she knew, okay, well, I'm talking to them again tomorrow. So I'm not going to just sit there and say nothing. So I better have a plan, or I better have questions. So it takes sometimes just that repetitive exposure so that you can help somebody shift in their mind, because people do come with sometimes hesitations and objections. And so from the time Jenny made the decision, because we might have executed a plan, but Jenny had to decide. And when she made the decision, it was 19 days from that point on: consultant, director, executive, diamond, and green diamond. So what you don't see is the work and the mindset and all of the stuff that went in before the 19 days. But what you can see is that when you get someone to make a decision and go all in, at that point, you can play leapfrog with the comp plan, and you can make really good money creating an impact and creating that residual income. So I just love sharing Jenny's story, because it is one that should inspire all of us, that no matter how long you've been here, if you pour and nurture into your brand partner, you can at any time create that story, like Jenny just did.
I love that. And rewriting the narrative in your mind is so important. Like everything you just spoke about, once you make a decision and you commit and you go, there's no stopping you, right? So let's open up to the field. So whoever has a question, just raise your hand and we will unmute you. These are three powerful women, such great stories. Okay. Harashia, here you go. Go ahead.
Blessings, ladies. It's Tara Shea,
Harashia.
and I'm inspired. What's like strategy, because I've been working on the PDA, personal development and awareness, and just researching and studying. And I design jewelry, and I'm all about metaphysics and quantum physics and the root to physical elements, and just really passionate about inspiring and empowering and educating. But what do you like? What tips do you have for someone like literally starting from scratch? Like Jenny, you're so encouraging. I mean, you already own gyms, like people, but what if somebody doesn't know nobody? Like what are some like other than the mind frame and reinstilling that? I've worked with a few different people, and so people just starting out, or some of the pitch presentations, or the invites. I'm working with a great team right now, and who brought me aboard at Purium, and I'm all about purity and quality. So I'm really excited to be a part of this, and then to actually communicate and be engaged and involved and even ask questions. So either one of you ladies, and and especially Jenny too, and was it Anisha, and then Cindy and Tass. So yeah, but if that's question, is that clear?
Can I go first?
Integrity, yes, like the alignment with our words and our actions. Thank you. Go ahead. Yeah, Jenny.
Hi, I think I love your business. That's so incredible. Like if it were me, I would want to learn about that, like your business, and like educate, because like you sound like you love the product and you're in alignment with it. So I have been doing this for like kind of branding yourself and educating people. So you're not selling, you're like educating people on why they need to be healthy, or what is glyphosate and those things. And then you become like an expert, and they see you as that. And I think when people see that you care and you actually want to help them, it changes the way it comes across. At least for me, that's how it is. It just became like I would just educate. So posting things education wise. And then when they ask you about it, it opens the door. I don't know. Anisha can chime in, because she's my go-to, her and Cindy. That's what I would say.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess my first question would be like you said, for someone who doesn't know anyone, you have a business, so you know people. I think a lot of people like discredit themselves a lot, and they almost take their ability to grow out of their hands before they even get started. Like a bunch of people. You just told us about your incredible business. So I'm sure people in your business, in your personal life, and then definitely branding yourself on social media, getting comfortable sharing, integrating yourself with Purium, right? Like, what does that look like? You've got to develop your brand, your languaging, how you feel. But in the meantime, you have conversations with the people that the people on your contact list, the people that you come into contact with, and you just start talking organically. Like, everyone is struggling with something. From the outward perspective, no one would have thought that I was struggling with anything, but like, I was going to sleep with my daughter every night at 7 o'clock. The dishes were still in the sink. I still didn't make lunch. I woke up at 5 a.m. I was upset with the way that I looked, even though I was working out so hard. I was having financial stress. Like, you don't know what people are struggling with until you start to talk to them, so it's talking to the people that you already know, because people, and it definitely starts with your mindset. I feel like the talking, a lot of times our languaging, the way we talk to ourselves about our ability, stops us before we even get started. So let's change that. A bunch of people, you can talk to them, and you're going to connect with them and see how you can help change their life with Purium, either the products or Purium, the business.
I love
Thank
what both
you.
of the girls said, and I'll just say one thing to add to this, which is just have conversations every day is my advice, and this is to anyone. The less we attach ourselves to the outcome, and the more we just attach ourselves to the process of talking to people, just having authentic, heartfelt conversations. If you can talk to 10 to 15 people a day without fail, at the end of the month, you're going to find that lots of people know what's going on in your life. And so if you track your daily activities, like your IPAs, your income producing activities, and you just track conversations, like where you get to know people more, they get to know you more, ideally they're going to come back and ask questions. And then you can talk about the fact that you're loving your superfood business, you're doing this, you're doing that. And it might not be the go in for the sale right away. It might be a longer play, but your funnel is going to be so full because you're just having conversations and you're just talking to people. And if you track that, I have a feeling you'll gain confidence. Each time you do it, you'll get more and more clarity in your path.
And you know what I noticed as well? That you know more people than you think. You think you don't know people, but then there's something called the memory jogger in Purium. I go back to that like once a month and I'm like, oh yeah, my hairdresser. Yeah, the person who does my nails. You know, there's so many people. And I mean, if you just go to, you know, somewhere to get a coffee or something, just stand in line and you just start building a relationship. Let it come naturally. Have no motive. Just build a relationship with them. I hope that helps. Okay, let's go to Nikki.
Let's see. Start my video. Hi, sorry, I've been folding laundry. So here I am being present. Okay, so I've done MLMs before. I've never tried a product that actually worked on the first day. Purium is that. I'm still waiting for my shipment. But I had a brain injury in 2007 and I've been off pharmaceuticals for about 7 years now. And Purium is the first thing that has ever given me a clear mind, clear brain that I noticed on the first day. So, I already know I'm not going to have a problem sharing. I already know I'm going to be talking about it. What I want to know is to get to all the steps, to get to the fast start bonus, all of that. And I may have missed that in the beginning, but what does that look like? How many customers do I need? Like, I want to know the details of it.
So are you on board, Nikki?
Am I on board?
On boards. Have you downloaded the Boards app?
Yes, but I have not had anybody sit down and go through it with me, and technology is not my friend. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you like a little tip, and then I'm not sure if you have an upline like mentor that might want to like sit one-on-one with you and show you. But if you go into the Purium official board, there's a couple different folders where you can look and see, but look in the Fast Start folder. It's under Next Steps, and go under Fast Start, and you'll actually see I created a bunch of blueprints that have like exactly what to do, and you can follow those maps. Those are really helpful. There's also a video in there. And then a couple of the different ones that you might want to look at are UBT, because that explains how to maximize the UBT promotion, which is one of the components to achieving Fast Start. And then also Widen Your Reach, which is so those two are in the Next Steps folder. And then in the Getting Started folder, there's Widen Your Reach. And that's another really great plan to help you move through the Fast Start. So what I would do is I would use the tools. I have this kind of like fun hashtag called No Point Left Behind. If the company is going to give you free points, you want to take every one that you can, because that's what's going to help you elevate your total volume towards the Fast Start. So if you want to achieve Fast Start, I would look to boards, read and learn about the programs available, because that's going to help you create a personal roadmap, and one that you can also duplicate and help others with, because that is a tool that you have in your toolbox.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Jenny, Anisha, do you want to add anything?
I just want to say thank you again to Cindy and Anisha for not giving up. So don't give up on your people. Keep going after them. And thank you guys.
That's so true.
You wrapped it up really well with the boards. Like you'll find everything you need on there, Nikki.
Okay. So
We
next,
have
Mary
time
Beth
for-
Fleming.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. Hi, guys. Well, first of all, congratulations. And I just love all of your heart and how heart-centered you all are. And I kind of have a logistical question because I think in the 4.5 years I've been here, 19 days to hit green diamond is the first time I've heard of that. Like that's the fastest I've heard of personally. So I'm curious structurally, how did that work for you, Jenny? And, was it like 5 executives or, I'm just curious how you guys work structure. And then I'm assuming UBT was a huge part of this. And I'm also curious how much you guys did the 90-day lifestyle, if that was the path you were using.
Jenny, you want to talk or you want me to do it? You're
Yeah,
muted.
you're mute. Yeah.
Mastermind of that. So I'll Cindy.
Okay. She had three fast start executive legs. So they were one was probably closer to 8 and the other ones were closer to 7. So you're looking at 20-ish of the 30 coming from those 3 fast start executives. And then she had a pretty good amount of personal customer sales, like 7K, I think, just in her top spot. So that's kind of where the bulk of it was coming from. And then maxing promotions 100%. So last month it was literally everyone. There were 4 people running. There's a couple other people, but 4 running, Jenny, and 3 legs. Every single person maxed out every week, UBT, every week. Every person maxed out widen your reach, share because you care. And we had the share the love promotion. So we were getting 100-point bonus on top of every ULT pack. And there were 49 ULTs, 49 people had smart order, and every person was told that this is the long-term plan, but it was not done with the 90-day because everybody was in the core 4 for the month 2 and month 3 plan.
Yeah, I'm just going to reiterate that every single person hit UBT every single week. And they were all ULTs on smart order every single time. Like each person, Jenny included, and her entire downline had 3 to 5 ULTs every week. And it was only 2.5 weeks. Like we had a 3-day week at the end of the month. And everyone did widen your reach. Like, I mean, one person joined and had literally 11 days, her sister joined and had 11 days and hit fast start executive. And also we really gauged the people that were enrolled. Like, do you want to hit this rank? How committed are you? And we supported them to getting where they wanted to go. And I think that's part of leading and supporting your team is where do you want to go? What's possible? And then supporting them getting there, but yeah, the logistics are crazy. It was a wild month. Let's be real.
Wow. You ladies are inspirational. You're showing us what is possible. Okay, so let's get to the pledge. If someone wants to read it, how about Erica? Anyone see her?
Erica Cluster.
Yes, Erica Cluster.
Happy birthday, Erica.
Happy birthday. There she is.
Thank you. Wow, it's such an honor. So my opportunity to read the pledge. I pledge to defend the health of myself and my family. I pledge to choose organic foods that are minimally processed and free of man-made ingredients. I pledge to read labels and educate myself on all aspects of clean living. I understand that my actions today will positively impact the health and environment of future generations. I am committed to sharing this movement of many. I am the Million Mom Movement.
Thank you so much. So Michelle, can you close us out?
You got it. What a great call, everyone. Thank you so much to all of our guests. Thank you, Erica, and most happy of birthdays to you. So next week, I'm excited to announce that we're going to be talking about the politics of food and Purium's plastic-free promise. And Carmela, myself, and Nieva will be presenting from the Expo, the Natural Products Expo West, and I'll put that in the comments. Dave and Amy's biodegradable packaging company, the Plastic Free Packaging Alliance, which was created to educate the public and promote the concept of plastic-free commerce. So they aim to displace, it's actually us. So we're aiming to displace as much toxic petrochemical-based packaging as possible with non-toxic, eco-friendly alternatives to dramatically reduce the burden waste places on both the environments, creatures, and our future generations. So we'll be excited. Make sure you join us from there with some surprise guests. Always reach out, back out to the person who invited you here. And we'd love to invite you to the Million Mom Movement official Facebook group. Please join us every Friday for our health and wealth focused presentations, and invite your friends to come and meet our community of entrepreneurs. Please follow us on Instagram. All the links and replays are in our bio, and also use the hashtag Million Mom Movement. We have such an incredible field providing so much incredible content, and we would love to highlight you. So make sure you use that tag and we'll repost it. Pictures of kids, families, team posts, lifestyles, mom life, superfoods, recipes, home-based business stories, all of it, all of your activism around glyphosate. Again, reach back out to the person who invited you here. We look forward to seeing you next week. And don't forget, we're still looking for videos for the remake of our kids and Purium, our green babies. And we'll also be having another type form soon so that we can collect your recipes, because the Million Mom Movement will be publishing our recipe flip book. So stay tuned, everyone, and we'd love to have you here. Thanks again for all of our guests. Have a great day. We'll unmute you so you can say goodbye.